like romantic movies, and you never will forget that way you felt when Romeo kissed Juliet.
And all the time that you've been waiting, you don't have to wait no more.
I can love you like that. I will make you my world.
Yeah.
Heaven and earth. If you were my girl, I will give you my heart.
Be all that you need.
Show you you're everything that's precious to me.
If you give me a chance, I can love you like that. Yeah.
I never make a promise that I don't intend to keep. So when I say forever, forever's what I mean. No, I'm no Casanova, but I swear this much is true. I'm holding that back when it comes to you.
Dream of love that's everlasting. So baby, open up your eyes.
I can love you like that. I can make you my world. Heaven and earth. If you were my girl,
You and my girl,
give you my heart.
be all that you need.
Show you you're everything that's precious to me.
If you give me a chance, I can love you like that.
Yeah.
You want tenderness, I got tenderness, and I see through to the heart of you.
If you want a man who understands,
You don't have to look very far.
I can love you.
Yeah, I can love you. Oh,
Love you like that. I will make you my world. Heaven and earth. If you were my girl,
you and my
give you
girl,
my heart.
be all that you need, baby.
Show you you're everything that's precious to me.
Yeah,
I can love you like that.
I can love you.
Siota ofa, malolele, dalofa, aloha, pulavinaka. I'm so happy tonight, and thank you to the everyday people, the Utah Pacific chapter, for inviting me to be in here tonight. And it's an honor for me to be here with two wonderful ladies. They are young, and I like to see young people coming up and become the leaders of the Pacific Islander in Utah and worldwide. Before we get to them, I'd like to introduce the First Lady of the First Tongan Christian Church, Amelia Uesi, and she's the owner of Pacific Nurse. And then we will talk to our young doctor from Tonga, Dr Aline Teumohenge. She'll be with us, and then there are lots more to come on. Amelia, I want to start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Amelia Uesi. I'm originally from Southern California. I'm currently married to Pastor Devita Uesi of First Tongan Christian Church. I serve in the ministry, and I also am a registered nurse. I've been an RN for 8 years now, and I'm currently the founder of Nurses of the South Pacific, also known as PacifikaChptr. And I'm so honored and grateful that Everyday People has opened up this opportunity for us to come and share. My parents. My mother is Ana Tuipulotu Filimoihala of Ma'ufanga, and my father is Langoya Cayetano Sili of La Paha Tongatapu. Malo.
Malo.
Hi everyone. My name is Aline Teumohenge. I work in Tonga as a medical officer. I graduated from Fiji National University. It used to be called Fiji School of Medicine back in the day, for those of you who know it as such. So now it's been changed to Fiji National University. So I studied medicine there for 6 years and did 1 year of internship back in Viola Hospital. After that internship, I did my outer island rotation. So that's usually after internship, most interns get posted in the outer rural islands of Tonga, where resources are low, and you basically run a hospital. So basically the island I went to was Eua, and I had to take care of that hospital and the people there for about 1 year. I stayed over a little past a year before I came back to Viola Hospital to pursue, I wanted to pursue more of public health, just because I felt the need in Tonga, not only in Tonga, but also in the Pacific, was more towards preventative medicine instead of curative medicine. And yeah, that's why I decided to do more public health compared to working inside the clinical side. My parents are Siale Eti Teumohenge and Nemai Lomu. I'm not really sure which one is from which, but from one of them, Vava'u to Anikvale and Lema Tu'a. And my dad's side is also from Whaleloa Ha'apai. Yes, so yeah.
Oh, wow, thank you. What wonderful. Now there are lots of people over here that know you. But first of all, Amelia, I'm going to ask you this question. Can you tell us what makes you become a nurse and what makes you want to start at Pacifica Nurse here in Utah?
What made me want to become a nurse, I was in high school and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was part of a club where they would have professionals from different careers and different universities come and speak to us about their profession. And when the nurse came, I wasn't really familiar with really medicine or medical care, the nursing side of healthcare. But I knew when that person was talking about nursing, my heart kind of like leaped with joy, and that to me told me like I should be a nurse. So I've been a nurse for 8 years now. I've worked mostly with adults. I started nursing in Southern California. I worked in telemetry, so with people with conditions of the heart. I also worked in hospice. When I moved to Utah, I worked at Intermountain Medical Center in the float pool, and I got to work in different sectors of the med-surg, which is basically the general population of people coming in with illnesses. I also had the privilege of working in ICU and in the ER, where I currently work, and I also get to serve the veterans. I wanted to start Pacifica Nurse. It's also called Nurses of the South Pacific because I just remember when I was in nursing school, I was the only Polynesian. I was only the only Pacific Islander. And I just remember just hearing people like saying, "Oh, it's so cool you're a nurse." Like, we don't know a lot of nurses who are in this, in the community. And I just remember having a role model at that time that really encouraged me to stick in nursing. And so Pacifica Nurses is a platform to highlight people who are in nursing school or are nurses, to be an empowerment to those who are considering venturing in nursing, because I see the benefits of having a Polynesian nurse taking care of our people of our community. We just understand each other. We understand the culture. We understand, how sometimes we can be very loving, but we can be a bit stubborn, but like being able to know how to talk, being able to know how to communicate with our people, the language barriers and all that. And so all that plays into why I started Pacifica Nurses. And if there's anyone out there who is considering nursing, please feel free to reach out to me or follow our page on Instagram. Yeah.
Amelia, we're going to talk with you for about half an hour, and then we continue on with Dr.
Okay.
Teumohenge. With your Pacifica Nurse,
Yeah.
How many members are in your group now, and what's your mission and your vision for your starting the Pacific Nurse here in Utah?
It's honestly not really for, I mean, it's not really an organization yet to be a member of. I'm just kind of like creating a pipeline. And since I started it back in 2021. 2019. I started back in 2019. And I've been able to meet nurses from all over, even New Zealand. There's a Tongan nurse in Saudi Arabia that they just wanted to be part of the page just because, you know, there's not really a lot of platforms like that. And so for me, it's just creating a platform of nurses. And my vision is to eventually have an organization and like have conferences for nurses, and just like the beauty of being a Polynesian or Pacific Islander in nursing. And I feel like being here in Utah, I've just seen the beauty of that. I've met a lot of RNs out here in Utah specifically, and just that community of people knowing that they are here. It's just, it's comforting for me as a nurse because I don't feel alone in the profession, which is nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And I love talking to you because here in Utah, we need lots of nurses.
Yeah.
And especially because we have lots of non-profit organizations
Yeah.
like me. When we have event, we want to reach out to you so you can handle our EMT. We rather pay you guys than to pay the big people because you know our culture. And you run in there in the rugby field, and it's like your little brother or your little sister
Yeah.
is hurt.
Yeah.
And they look at you and they make the connection.
Yes.
What make you, you know, when you go to school,
Yeah.
what make you want to be a nurse? Do you have a story behind that, or can you share that with us?
I just remember just taking care of my grandparents. I had uncles who were sick. I wasn't really familiar with healthcare like that, but what I know now, I feel like if I had known that then, I might have been able to prevent losing them so early. Like, for example, my uncle, you know, had a lot of chest pain, but, you know, I didn't think anything like that.
It's okay to cry because
Yeah.
we are Pacific Islander.
Yeah.
We cry all the time. It's okay, Amelia.
Like, he didn't know any better. And so, like, for years, he's been, like, complaining. He had chest pain for a long time. And then until one day, like, he passed away. Like, he just passed out and went on. And we found out later he had a heart attack. So, like, things like that, like, it really made me feel like these are opportunities for me to, like, be able to offer that education or make that impact in people's lives, in their health, because it is an area, especially in our Pacific Islander community, that really needs to be really handled well, the education, the resources, and it ties in with public health as well. Your like socioeconomical status, like do you have health care? What kind of neighborhoods are you living in? Is there a lot of like the convenience of fast food around? Like all those come into play, and then also our culture, which we love, you know, which I think Eileen will touch on a little later. But yeah, things like that and opportunities like that, and being in the rugby field, being a Pacific Islander, caring for other Pacific Islanders, like it just hits different. Like if it's
Yes.
it's goyong kehe, you know, serving our people, like it makes you feel really wholesome, and so I'm really grateful for that opportunity.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what we want, and that's
Yeah.
what we're promoting,
Yeah.
that we feel comfortable because the person that help us, when you look up, it's look like you.
Right.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Amelia.
Thank
We'll
you.
go back to you again, but can we take a break now, and then we'll come back and continue on with Dr. Aline Teumohenge.
Thank you.
I'm in love. This is Palm Breeze, featuring Sally. Ooh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in love, 'cause I'm in love, never gonna find that one. Make sure that she's beautiful inside. Cause you can see the truth and no realness to her eyes. And if she gives you butterflies, she's the kind that'll always be there by your side. So listen to me now, I'm so deeply in love. I think I found one to spoil with a lifetime support of kisses and hugs. I'm pretty sure I found the one. She's my moon, my star, my sun. She gives me life.
I found the one. He's my moon, my star, my sun. He gives me life.
Wake up in the morning, look at the beautiful sky. Got a beautiful woman by my side. She looks so fine. God bless her with a perfect smile. Have fun just by passing.
We are back now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Beta Tala with these two wonderful ladies. Before we go on to Dr. Aline, the doctor will ask Amelia to do a shout out.
Yeah, we just want to give a warm shout out to Lake House Music Group as well as Everyday People, the Pacifica Utah chapter. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to just house us and just allow us your platform to be able to share our stories, because we feel like our people can connect when we hear each other's stories. And so much love to you guys. Afalahayatu.
Thank you. And if you're just walking around, turn your TV on and listen to us, this is wonderful. I'm taking the time back to Dr. Teumohenge. I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us why you all this. There are lots of stuff going on, but you want to become a doctor. Tell us your story.
Thank you, Ivoni. So, from a very young age, I think most Pacific Islanders, people in the islands can relate to this. From a very young age, my parents were actually the people that motivated me and pushed me in this field. I wasn't so sure what I was going to do when I was young, but my parents, especially my dad, he's very ambitious, very ambitious man. Sets really high expectation, very high standards. So I think the dream was, we didn't come from much. My family, we didn't have much, and so my dad, he would always tell us that even though we don't have much, but the key was our minds, and that's what he was working on. So he because we didn't have much. He knew that education was our only way out of poverty, and I think most island people, most people in the islands can relate to this. So we really tried. So not only me and my siblings as well, we really tried hard in school, and so my dad. So because of that, my dad set standards. So if we did really well, then you will be a doctor or a lawyer. If you did average, then just maybe a teacher. And if you're below average, that's unacceptable. So that was my dad. So I grew up in that kind of household. We never celebrated Christmas. My Christmas was We never celebrated Christmas, or like this was my childhood. Right now we do kind of celebrate, but back when I was a kid, we did not celebrate Christmas or any of those special occasions like New Year's. We would study instead, and that is why I think I'm not really a fan of Christmas, because it reminds me back of those times. But I think now looking back, I'm very grateful for the sacrifices and the lessons that my parents taught me. They taught me the value of hard work, and taught me the importance of trying to invest in yourself so that you can help people in the future. And that's exactly the vision that my dad had for us. That's exactly what we lived out to be. And at first, when I was a doctor, there are still times that I feel like the title is too prestige for me. Like I don't feel like I'm adequate enough to have that title. When I first started working in Viola Hospital, I still remember being too intimidated by my own, like by the title, that I wouldn't tell patients that I'm the doctor. And it came to a time that patients will always think I'm the nurse. Eventually I had to try to get used to it. I still am a little bit not used to it, but I think it comes with time. But I think it's such a great role to fulfill, and I'm very honored to have been given the opportunity to be in this role. And I'll try my best to help the people that I can, especially the people from home. And like just what Amelia had mentioned, that there's a different feel when it's from your own. Like when I help out another person who's a Pacific Islander, because we from the islands, we all have that kind of same culture, that same way, like the way our perspective is very similar, and we can really relate to each other very well. And even our language, there's a lot of similarities between our languages and the culture, even the food that we eat. So
Oh, wonderful. That is so nice. But I thought that they Teumohenge.
Yeah.
I have to get it right.
No worries.
Talk to me about your field. That is very interesting. The field that you are on, why you are here, and what you're doing here in Utah, and what do you want to study among the Pacific Islander in here. Talk to me about that.
Thank you, Ivoni. I think like what I mentioned before, like I'm someone who's more interested in preventative medicine, because my experience with treatment, curative, clinical, I have very deep respect for people, doctors in the clinical field, even nurses in the clinic. I have very deep respect for them because of I've seen the sacrifices that they make to be in that role. But the reason why I decided to leave clinical, mainly because I felt back in Tonga, majority of the deaths and diseases, it was mainly due to non-communicable diseases. That's diseases that are like hypertension, diabetes, cancer. So that's so that was the main reasons why there was a lot of deaths. And I would like to emphasize a lot of young deaths. People that I felt that they didn't deserve to die that young, but because of the way I felt like it, part of it was the way that we as island people, our lifestyle, it sort of, it kind of precipitated NCDs, or like non-communicable disease back in the islands. So that's something that I saw, and it broke my heart, because, people like Amelia, I think most Pacific people, we've all known someone that was too young to die, and we've all known someone that has passed away from some kind of NCD, like I mentioned, diabetes, hypertension. We've known people, and the impact that it causes families, it's very heartbreaking, and I'm just very, very lucky. I'm very lucky. Both my parents are both alive. I am only a witness to all of this. But all my friends, like most of the people I know, they only have like one parent who's still alive, and like so one parent's so like there's a lot of single parent households back in Tonga, and most of it I see it's not due to divorce, because people in Tonga are very Christian, but yeah, from what I see, it's mostly due to like very young deaths. People died so young, too young, and I think that really breaks me. So I felt like, and those deaths, it's preventable. If I felt like we could have done something about it if we just changed the way that we lived. We could like live longer, see our children graduate. Even some families have been impacted by NCDs where children have to basically give up their future to pay for the expenses that is related to NCDs, like dialysis. We don't have dialysis in Tonga, but right now they're still working on it. So that's why I decided to focus more on prevention. So I'm doing a study in the University of Utah. In the Huntsman.
Before we go on to that study,
Yeah.
can you talk to our audience or let the people know? Because the Pacific Islander, we just wait until we run to the emergency.
Yeah.
What are the steps to do, and how do we encourage our Pacific Islander to do prevention?
Yeah.
To prevent before it happened, because that's really hard. Do you have any, can you touch us on that?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question, and unfortunately, that question, we're still looking for the answer to that question because it's not a small feat. I think it's a very challenging question to answer, because I think we as Pacific people, we are very communal. We like to do things together, and as a community, when we do things, when we emphasize something, it becomes very prominent in that culture. So, for example, in the Pacific culture, we have a big food culture, and so it's very difficult to change food culture, especially amongst a large group of people. That culture has been thriving for years and years. So we're trying to go against something that was living and thriving for so many years. So trying to change that will take time. But I think that's why I like a challenge. I don't like things easy. I like to challenge myself.
Yes.
Okay, girl. So I think, so that's why I came here to do research, because I believe that if we educate ourselves and become more aware of the disease, we won't be victims to the disease. We won't look at the disease and become a victim of it. We can be empowered by what we know. So I'm a firm believer that knowledge is power. And of course, we also we're very, we have a strong faith. We're people that have a strong faith in God, and that too. But I feel like I've always been taught from a young age that God helps those who help themselves. That's something I was taught. So I feel that I want to give people power, empower them that they can take charge. They can take charge and make a change in their life, and and escape these negative impacts of NCDs, of disease, that we can overcome the disease by just changing our lifestyle. Because treatment, I still feel like with treatment, we're still a slave to it, because especially here, it's very expensive. We're fortunate enough back in Tonga that our healthcare is free, but still in other ways, we're still slave to the disease. But if we can find ways to empower people and to change their mindset, that this is try to change their mindset to empower themselves to change their lifestyle. So this is why I came with, I'm doing my research. It's mostly on preventative ways that we can, so it's focused on cancer. So I lost my auntie last year so she passed away from cancer last year. So I think that was one reason why I wanted to do this study, and it's focused on women. And especially in Tonga, a lot of women have passed away from endometrial cancer, breast cancer. So this study is mainly focused on obesity-related cancer and ways that we can change the way that we eat to prevent obesity-related cancer. So obesity-related cancer is like breast cancer, uterus cancer, and if so, I'm trying to find out how can we change the way that we eat to prevent these kind of cancers in the future. So yeah, that's what my study is about, and I believe that if people join I think it's already on the Instagram
Social media.
and even Amelia. Thank you, Amelia, for posting it on your Instagram page. But the knowledge from this study, like if we find this, if the result of this study is that this knowledge will help empower you, like if we can find out the better ways to eat, and we can share this information, it will empower Pacific people to take charge, and you know, they can beat this disease, they can beat cancer with God and with their own, and like with their own effort and, you know, their own willpower, they can like prevent this disease. And yeah. So
Before we go in there deep and to learn, I'd like to shout out to everyday people, the UDA Pacific chapter. Thank you for inviting us to be here today, because this is an eye-opening, and this is to let our Pacific Islander and anybody who listen to us learn. Before we go in deep to prevention, we'll take a short break and we'll come back.
Took my love, I took it down. I climbed the mountain and turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, take my love, take it down. Climb a mountain and turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslides bring it down, bring it down. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you.
Thank you for listening to us tonight. We are so grateful that we have doctor in here, a medical doctor and a young lady that help to teach us and to walk with us Pacific Islander on when we try to get healthy. I'll turn the time back to her, and Amelia can join in and we'll jump in and ask lots of questions.
Thank you, Ivoni. At this time, I just really want Dr. Aline Teumohenge to really talk about what healthcare is like in Tonga. You know, you hear the story, but I just want our audience to like really have a visual idea of what the reality of healthcare in Tonga is like. Because obviously we're in America, we have access to a lot of resources. Even though we tend to go to the hospital more sick, but like what is the healthcare like in Tonga? What's it like working a shift in the hospital? What do you see, the lack of resources and all that? And maybe how people can help and contribute to this pursuit. Sorry.
Thank you, Amelia. So Tonga is a very, in terms of healthcare, the good thing about it is that it's free. The bad thing about it, I would say, it's the resources is very low. And I think I saw someone on Facebook, I think one of, I'm not sure if he was a missionary or something, but he went to Tonga and he saw like how very low resourced it was, and he had asked, so I'm sorry, I forgot the name of this person, but he put up a page on Facebook asking people to, to donate whatever they can, especially for diabetic foot sepsis. To help to help our nurses back in Tonga dress these wounds. They're very hard to heal, so you need a lot of dressings and things like that, and usually those things they run out quickly. So and like in terms of like free healthcare, some of the things that I see sometimes, when we have something for free, we don't really recognize the value of it, and sometimes we take it for granted. So when I come here, I kind of see like how sometimes like people at home they take that free healthcare system a little bit for granted, but one thing I do notice is in terms of the resources, there is a big difference. For example, when I was going out to help with the research, we had to take blood sugar levels, and they had here they have lancets, and lancets basically is it's an sort of an equipment to take blood sugar, and you just press a button. You won't even see the needle. You just press a little button on top, and then and you feel the prick, but it's really small, and the patient won't see the needle, and not only that, the person taking the blood sugar is at lower risk of having needle puncture injuries from these lancets.
Wow.
So back in Tonga, we don't have those lancets are usually in the clinics only, and you have to pay for it. So we don't use that. We use the needle. So the bad thing about the needle is you actually see the patients actually get a little bit of anxiety because they will see the needle, but that's all we have, So the nurses will try their best to prick as not as pain. I mean, try to make the prick not as painful, because the patient's already seeing the needle there. There's already extra anxiety from that. Also, there's a lot of other things that we're also lacking. Like, for example, when I was working in the outer islands, there's this type of machine that it helps in detecting how bad the heart rate of the baby is. Like sometimes we have the Doppler, which helps to detect if there's a heart rate, but to determine if that heart rate is good or not, there's this other machine. It's called a CDG machine. It helps to detect if the heart rate is a good one or not for the baby. Yeah, we didn't have that back in Ewa. So yeah, we learned to work in. I would say we learn in I think we learn in we learn to be resourceful with what we have. It comes to a point that if you ever come to Tonga, I think here people are quite fortunate here that when they come into the healthcare, when they come inside the hospital, what I've heard from Amelia is that baseline bloods includes like everything, like
all the lab work.
A lot of lab work, like you guys do like every single blood test for baseline.
Yeah.
In Tonga, we're not like that. For baseline, we would only do bloods if it's necessary. And meaning necessary, meaning every blood work that we take, there has to be a reason behind it because we don't have that many resources. And even the lab tests with that we do is not like, it's not as extensive like over here. Some of our lab blood work is we send it overseas to be tested. And not only in terms of that, I think there's also a lot of things that I think if I had to talk about how low resource, I would go forever. But in terms of cancer patients, yeah, there's a big health disparity for cancer patients back in Tonga. Every time someone has cancer back in Tonga, I don't feel confident with them staying there just because we don't have chemo, we don't have radiotherapy there, and it's usually if it's late stage, it's usually palliative. That's the only kind of care we can give.
So if they have that in
patients.
Tonga, does the Board of Health or the government of Tonga can send them abroad, or is it
Yeah.
only for the people who have money and the poor people just die?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
How do you
That's like hard.
get a chance to go overseas and be treated if you are in Tonga?
Yeah, I think it depends on the prognosis. So prognosis meaning is the health outcome of this patient going to be, if they receive care, would they most likely survive or not? So that's one of the factors that we take into account. Yeah, prognosis. And of course, there's also, I don't deny it, but sometimes when there's poor prognosis, but that person is very important, yeah, we would have to take them just out of, I think, this is part of the how.
Do you have lots of fund from the United States and from Australia, New Zealand, medical fund that will help your health problem in Tonga?
We do have some funds, but I feel it's not enough. And I'm not sure if it will ever be enough. But that's why I feel my passion is more towards preventative, just because I feel like with curative care, it's kind of like a tap running. With curative care, you're just mopping the floor, but you're not turning off the tap. But with preventative, you're turning off the tap. So that's why I believe that it's better to invest in prevention, just because if you invest in prevention, you're investing on turning off the tap. But if you invest on curative, you're just investing on mopping the floor. So you're more of like, you're always never gonna clean up that floor. It's always gonna run. So
Or maybe Amelia know it. That's the biggest thing here in the state is prevention. That's what's going on right now. They rather do prevention than to mop the floor and then do the last one. But let me bring back our Vetatala. I want to know why you are here. Who do you want to do the research? Is it for the Pacific Islander? And where are you taking that research? Where does it go? Will it help us over here? Will it help the people in Tonga? Will it help the people in the world? Can you touch on that, of you being here and being at the University of Utah? Or did you just come on your own?
yeah, thank you, Ivoni. So I think
Sorry to ask all those questions. Time is running out.
yeah. So I think the reason why I'm here is I want to make an impact, and the impact that I want to make is something that would last for generations. And I know it's not an easy thing to accomplish, but I want to live a life that is meaningful. And when I die, I want to die knowing that I impacted not only the generation now, but the generations to come. and that's the main goal why I'm here, and all the blessings that I've had. So my parents are both healthy, and like they have no comorbidities, they have no diseases, they're well, and that blessing, I want to share that blessing with every Pacific Islander, that I meet. I want people to have both their parents alive. I want them to have their parents see them graduate, and to celebrate special days with them, because I've had that blessing, and I'm currently having that blessing, and I'm very fortunate to have that blessing. But I know so many people that don't, and it breaks my heart, and I do not want that to happen to the future generation. And that's why me as the younger generation, I'm pleading for our people, not only for. And the reason why I'm mostly focusing on Pacific Islanders is because these diseases are the diseases that's impacting us the most. NCDs. It's the diseases that's impacting most of the Pacific Island communities the most. And not only that, we are also, there's a lot of health disparities. We're not really, the communities that we come from are either low resourced or not, or experiencing poor access to care. Maybe it's due to financial reasons, or so this is why and not only that, this is my people. Tongan people always have a special place in my heart, and I cannot imagine myself like doing like this kind of work for any other community but the Pacific community, and especially my Tongan people. They have a special place in my heart, because when I see them, I see me, and when I see their parents, I see my parents. So it is kind of like I want them to have the blessings that I have, and to see people not have that, it breaks me, and so this is why I came here to Utah. Yeah.
So you are at you working for the University of Utah?
Yeah.
Okay, and then do you need help from the Pacific Islander community here in Utah? And how do we contact you? And can you give us everyday people your phone number, your contact number?
Yeah. How can the people help you in this pursuit?
Okay, so I'm easy to find on Facebook and Insta. It's just my name. So Aline Teumohenge, that's just my name.
Dr. Teumohenge.
Yes. So you can message me on Facebook or Instagram if you're willing to help in any way. But also, if you would want to join my FAM time study, which is my research study, so I'll just quickly run through it. So my research study is trying to find out ways that is it the timing that we eat? Does it help to prevent obesity-related cancer? So this study, we provide meals for 8 weeks, and then we test certain factors, and those meals are timed. So we see after 8 weeks what impact does it have on your metabolic health, because metabolic health has shown, having good metabolic health has shown to prevent cancer, obesity-related cancer, like breast cancer and things like that. So if you're interested to join, it's also you joining also contributes to preventing this obesity-related cancer and cancer. So if you're passionate and you want to help, joining my research will be very helpful. There's also other benefits, like you get a free meal for your family, and you get compensation for this study if you do join it. But I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that the knowledge that you get from this study will benefit not only this generation, but the generations to come, and it will empower our Pacific people to take control over their life. And
This is really, really good. I want to know, I want the people to see this, and I encourage you to join this study. If you have a study, you can stop by at the office of the National Tongan American Society. We can help you with it. You can reach all the Tongan churches, LDS, non-LDS, all the church leaders, and give them the study. It's because you are here and you are Pacific Islander. We have a Tongan interfaith coalition, and we can give them the study, because we need our people. Utah people, please step up and help us with Dr. Teumohenge
please.
doing this research, because we like to know, we want to know what will help our people. And her phone number is going to be on. Get close to me and let us know you more, so you can be out in the public and out in the Polynesian community. Amelia, we'll go back to Dr. Teumohenge. Do you have any more information or anything that you want to talk about that we forgot to ask you? And it's really, really important. I'm just pushing because our time is getting closer. And I'll give it all to you. I won't disturb you anymore.
Yeah, I think I just want to say thank you for the opportunity and the willing opportunity to share. I like to thank the everyday people and the Lake House music group, and Cindy for bringing me here, and also you, Ivoni and Amelia. I think this was a very good experience and a good opportunity. And also to all the viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope got something useful out of my talk. But yeah, just thankful. I'm grateful for the opportunity. Yeah.
Do we still have enough time? Oh, we got 10 minutes. We'll give it back to you. We'll give it back to you. Give us
Tell
more
us more.
information. Tell us more about your research. Where to get it, how to get it, where are you, and what is it all about?
Yeah, so if you're interested to join our research, we have a contact person, and her phone number is 801-646-4359. And she also has an email. I think the email, I'll probably, I'm not sure about.
It's okay, we'll get it.
We'll
We'll
get it
sent
yeah,
out.
but the phone number is 801-646-4359 if you're interested to join. The good thing about this study is if you want to join, not only we provide food not only for you, but for your whole family for 8 weeks. And if you're sort of in a weight loss journey, the food that we provide is very healthy. Like, it's very healthy food, and it's a lot of food. So if you want to join, it has a lot of good impacts. Not only are you contributing to prevention, but you're also, making a change in your life, because it's all healthy food. And I'm pretty sure most people that have joined similar studies, they've lost weight after that 8 weeks. So health benefits on top of that. And we also have a compensation fee, because we know as long as you live in the criteria is as long as you live in Utah, that will be really good. And I'm so sorry if you're from another state but you want to join, I'm so sorry, but this is only for women who live in Utah.
Women's.
Yeah, just because we need, we're based here and we need.
Is there a particular zip code that your study is
Or Salt Lake
referred to,
County.
or is it everybody in Utah?
As long as they can come to the University of Utah for follow-ups, because we need to follow them up a bit. So there's times that we need them to come over. I think maybe 3 or 4 times they might come to the.
Okay, so this research study is for the people who live here in Salt Lake City, that is close to the University of Utah.
Yeah.
Because you have to follow up. You have to go back and follow up with them. And that's when I asked local people of Utah, please help out. You're welcome to come to our office, and we'll help you out to give out that research. And there's an incentive in there. You get free food and something else. We are well known for doing research like that. We are so grateful to have you.
Thank you.
To have Dr. Teumohenge with us. He's young and represent the people of Pacifica, not only Tonga, but all the islands. And we encourage young girls who are growing up to study and go beyond. Come stand on our shoulder, the older people, and reach to the sky and throw your rope up there and climb as far as you can. We want it to happen to all our Pacific Islander people here in Utah. Thank you, Amelia, for your Pacifica nurse. On Friday, we have the Tongan Nursing Association get together here in Utah on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And the Tongan Dr. I forgot his name, Piukala, who is with the World Health Organization, will arrive tomorrow, and we'll have those events. We hope you be there, Amelia, to just for connection.
We'll both
Both
be
of
there.
you there to connect
both be
with the
there,
local.
yeah.
These are the nurses that were in Viola Hospital a long time ago.
Wow.
And they'll love to see you here contribute to our community. It's an honor to talk to you. You're so young, and I love to see young people growing up. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Dr. Teumohenge. And thank you for the everyday people of Utah, Pacific Chapter, for giving us this platform and this chance to talk to our people. Please listen to what Doctor was telling you. Prevention is better than when you just get really sick and run to the emergency room. With that, we only have 1 minute to go, is that right? We are done. And thank you very much, and thank you for inviting us. And you can say goodbye to the people who...
Bye, everyone. Thanks for
over
tuning
there.
in.
Malo au pito.
Opatu, malo, people.